I hate this foundation shade. I hate this foundation shade. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If not back, then just welcome. If it is your first time here, I would love it if you would click on the subscribe button and join me on my YouTube journey. So today I'm going to be showing you how I got this Colourpop No Filter face. I'm currently wearing the foundation, concealer, and press powder from their No Filter collection. And I don't know how it's translating on camera, but in person I look a little gray pinky thing. So if you are interested in hearing my thoughts, feelings, and concerns about the new Colourpop No Filter foundation, just stay tuned. Before we get into the look, I want to go over some swatches really quickly, both of the foundations that I purchased and some comparison shades of foundations that I really like. So starting here, we have the Colourpop foundation in the shade Dark 160. Here we have it in Dark 155. This is Fenty 350. Colourpop says that these two shades are comparable and that Fenty 350 is a little bit lighter than their shade Dark 155. I don't think that that's necessarily true. To me, Fenty 350, which is my current Fenty shade, looks a lot darker than Dark 155 from Colourpop, and it looks a lot warmer. Then we have Medium Dark 145 and Fenty 330. Fenty 330 is my winter shade, and Colourpop recommended Medium Dark 145 as your shade if you are Fenty 330. This shade here is way lighter than this here. I will never be Medium Dark 145. I'm also going to swatch all of the Colourpop foundations on my face. So here's Medium Dark 145. Here is Dark 155. And here is Dark 160. And the shade that I'm going to be using today is Dark 160. And I'm going to be using their large foundation brush to apply the foundation. I'm going to take one full pump and I'm just going to dot it in the center of my face and then blend outward with the brush. I like how this brush applies the foundation, but I'm not crazy about how it feels. It's not very soft and it kind of makes like this weird, I don't know how to describe it, almost like shuffling card sound. But it's applying the product smoothly and I don't have any like streaks, so that's cool. With one pump, I got the kind of coverage that I like. It evened out my skin tone, but it didn't do a lot of like heavy covering, which is fine because that's what concealer is for. So now I'm going to go in with some concealer to help hide some of those spots a little bit better. I'm going to be using the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade Tan 50 and to also cover up my dark circles. To blend that in though, I'm going to go in with their medium foundation brush, which is the same sort of like density and shape, it's just a little bit smaller. Alright, now that I have concealed a little bit, I'm going to highlight just a little bit with Medium Dark 36. I feel like I'm looking a little gray, and honestly, I feel like I should get an even deeper shade of foundation. Now in an attempt to hopefully warm up my face a little bit, I'm going to go in with their dark pressed powder. It was supposed to come with a mirror at the top of it, but it already fell out. I'm loving this powder. It's definitely bringing the warmth back to my face that I feel like was robbed from it with the coolness of the foundation, especially in my chin area. Now I'm going to take the medium deep powder and I'm going to put that underneath my eye to set my concealer and my highlight and all of that. And this one does still have the mirror in it. Alright, this medium dark powder actually ended up working better than I thought it would. I thought it would be a little too neutral tone and would once again make me look gray, but it actually is really nice. I like it as like a highlighting setting shade. Now I'm going to see how this plays with some of Colourpop's other products. So I have their Super Shot Cheek Highlight and Wisp and their blush in Cruel Intentions. There's no weird sort of like breakup or anything like that. as far as the powder and the cream not playing nice together. And the reason why I do it after the powder is because I don't want to change the finish of the Super Shock formula stuff, but I really don't care too much about changing the formula of the powder. I will come back after a few hours of wear, have a little mini wear test in the middle of this as well. The time right now is 4:18 p.m. Super late, I know. All right, I am back and it is approximately 6 hours later, just shy of 6 hours later. It is 9:51, and generally six-ish hours is about all I need to figure out how I feel about a foundation. And the verdict is that this foundation is okay. What I do like about this foundation is that I still look pretty natural. My oils are definitely starting to peek through, but I don't look greasy. Oh yeah, also I know that my lipstick is different. That's because I was just playing at makeup. But so things that I have noticed. I was editing earlier and I was doing this on my chin and it did rub off right here, but that was mechanical manipulation that made it wear off. But then it broke down pretty gross around my nose. And then it's kind of hard to see because of my lighting and the reflection. But right here, it's just gone. Like in my super oily parts of my face. You can see all the stuff on my nose, like all of my freckles and stuff on my nose, but that's just because I don't put foundation on my nose. So that has nothing to do with like wear breakdown. There was just no makeup there to begin with. And then also, I feel like the color has evened out a little bit more than it was before. It's still not my favorite. I still can definitely tell that I am wearing a cool tone foundation. I'm more on the pinky side than on the red side, so it's making me look gray. But overall, I would say that this is a pretty cool $12 foundation. The thing that's really disappointing to me about this collection is actually the shade range. I don't consider myself to be that light. I think that I'm like medium complected. I'm like between what I consider to be light skin and what I consider to be brown skin. I feel like I'm in the middle of those two things. So the farther that I have to go down into the deeper shades, the less I feel like there's actually some sort of inclusion in the shade range, because if I am having to go to the end of the spectrum to find my correct shade, there are several other shades of people darker than me that won't be able to find a foundation at all. Does that make sense? I do really enjoy the pressed powder, however. I think it did a really good job in warming up my face when it was looking like super gray and ashy. So I did enjoy that a lot, and I also enjoyed the other powder to set my under eye concealer. I feel like it did a really good job to keep it from creasing. No matter what concealer I use, I always crease underneath my eyes. It's just because I have thin skin underneath my eye. But it did a really good job of setting that so that it didn't crease and fold too badly. But yeah, overall, if you can find your shade, I feel like this is a pretty good investment for if you are the kind of person that likes a sort of like satin matte finish for everyday wear, because it's not terribly expensive. So using it every day, like it wouldn't be like heartbreaking when you had to replenish it because it's only $12. Yeah, I feel like right now, at this point, I'm just talking in circles. I'm sleeping and I want to take this off of my face. If you have made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye folks.